Saving a life is not easy thing as a medical team or a clinician, especially when it comes to using respiratory device or life support devices. And this depends largely on the availability of the medical devices and most especially the understanding of the clinician on how to effectively use and apply and as well as operate these devices. So good day guys, this is the Clinical Tech Guide. Today I'm going to be talking to you about respiratory support devices. But before doing that, let me explain what respiration is. Respiration is defined as a metabolic process wherein living cells of organisms obtain energy by taking in oxygen and liberating carbon dioxide. What this simply means is just taking oxygen from the outside environment into the body and taking CO2 from the body to the outside environment as a byproduct of respiration for the body to generate energy. So respiratory support devices, these are devices that help to improve respiration. These include our CPAPs, mechanical ventilator, and oxygen concentrator, and etc. There are some understanding and knowledge you need to have for you to successfully operate and handle a respiratory support device, which I have listed below as you can see on the list. So, but I will be focusing more on the terms and value or units. So, what I mean by terms and value is terminologies, abbreviation, or range value. So let's get started. Oxygen, O2, which stands for oxygen. This is what our body actually needs whenever we're breathing air, and can be measured using varieties of methods, which include our SpO2 method, which is measured by the pulse oximeter, a device, or using our SCO2 method and PaO2 method. These two methods are measured using our blood gas machine called blood gas analysis method. Our SO2 saturation, which is the saturation of oxygen, is defined as the percentage of hemoglobin molecule in the arterial blood saturated with oxygen. This is often described as the best method of measuring our oxygen saturation in the blood, and for a healthy human being, we're expecting from 94% to 100% of oxygen. The next on our list is the partial pressure of oxygen, which is the measure of the tension of oxygen dissolved in the blood. We're expecting from 74 to 100 millimeters of mercury. And the next on our list is our SpO2 using our pulse oximeter. That's the device used. We're expecting from 94 to 100% of oxygen. So in my next video, we explain and differentiate between these three methods of measuring our oxygen and where they are all applicable. So the next on our list is the fraction of inspired oxygen, FiO2. Some people call it fractional inspired oxygen. This is the concentration of oxygen in the air mixture or gas mixture, whichever way. So whenever we breathe in room air, we don't breathe in pure oxygen. We breathe in air, and from the lungs we take in the oxygen and take out the CO2. So for a healthy human being, we breathe in 21% FiO2. So whenever you're using the respiratory support devices, so you are going to set the FiO2 based on the patient's requirements. If it's a patient that is so deficient of oxygen, you will need high concentration of oxygen. That is, you are going to set the FiO2 on a very high level. And when the patient needs little of oxygen, you are going to set the FiO2 on a little or low minimal level.